Hello everyone and welcome to episode 58 of the TNA TEW series. Again, we're getting closer and closer to the Turning Point pay-per-view, and yet again we're going to be booking this show in the Bojangles Coliseum in the Mid-Atlantic region in Charlotte, North Carolina, as we're just trying to get the reputation up here. We're so close to getting to national, and I think if we keep getting shows here, it's a hotbed community, it's quite a cheap show, we should be close to sell out the full venue, so I'm praying that we can get a good show here. The wrestling industry is good here. Let's get cracking on with the show. We've got 2 pre-show matches, 13 segments, hopefully a lot of feuds progressing. Let's see how we do. We are episode of the Impact for Thursday, 2nd week of September 2015. So we end up with 7,950 people here, so it was less than last week, which is disappointing. But we start off with a knockouts match. Sarah Stock defeats Frida Scott in 7:44 by pinfall. I got 45D. Sarah Stock has debuted her luchador gimmick, which got an 83 rating, and she's also improved her rumble skills. So that's just debuting her off screen, just to get her some momentum on the go. And about it featured some great action and average heat. Austin Aries defeated Ricochet in 17:47 by pinfall. 74B-, good chemistry with Taz and Mike today. Unfortunately, it's going to keep telling me about Ricochet and Melina. Austin Aries improving his performance skills. Talking of performance, let's hope we perform here, as here is the show. So I open up with a match that had some good action and average heat. Rob Van Dam defeated Naofumi Yamamoto in 10:15 by pinfall with a 5-star frog splash following botched interference by Melina. They get a 54C-, which is disappointing. But Yamamoto debuts his old school heel gimmick, again 83 rating. He was off his game. Didn't improve the storyline of the X Division with Melina interfering, which is a shame, but that's a decent opener. Next up, Samoa Joe and CM Punk come down to the ring and start to argue with each other. They get a 73B-. The performance of CM Punk was good. Samoa Joe underperforms. A potential heel turn again is hinted. But we're getting there slowly, building up this feud before Joe just snaps and goes, "Fuck this, Punk, I want to fight you." Next up, in the parking lot, a limousine pulls up and the champion Chris Hero steps out. The champ is here, Chris Hero has arrived, 76B-. In a match that had some good action and average heat, last week's dark match now makes television as AR Fox defeats Davey Richards in 9:30 with Kryptonite Crunch, 68C+ there. It's debuting him in television. No skill improvements, but overall a decent match. Sarah Stock is then shown on TV. She's backstage, she's flirting with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Is she flirting her way to a title shot? Who knows, but that's a 65C there. I was hoping Austin would have helped, but I don't think it's given Sarah Stock a good sex appeal stat, but we'll deal with that. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Samoa Joe and CM Punk defeated the Resistance, Doug Williams, Redmond, Drew Galloway and Harry Smith in 11:49 when CM Punk defeated Redmond by pinfall with a GTS, 68C+. Not bad considering you've got the likes of Redmond in there and Drew, who are trying to build up momentum and hopefully get over. CM Punk was good. Samoa Joe again foreshadowing a heel turn, and the Battle of Honor storyline has progressed. So basically it's about 4 or 5 segments now. Hopefully with the next show that might be the heel turn, who knows. Samoa Joe is improving his technical skills, Samoa Joe is improving his performance skills, and CM Punk is improving his flying skills, so I'm happy with that. It's just length, momentum as to be expected, and just holding back. I can deal with that. I would seriously consider turning Samoa Joe or trying a new gimmick. He's become stale. House no, give it time. It will be worth it, trust me. Austin Aries comes to the ring and challenges Jacob Goodnight to a match. I get 79B. Austin Aries improvised well throughout the segment. Well done, A-double. This was disappointing. I had a feeling it was going to happen because it was the 4th match, but it made a lot of sense for my storyline. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Team 3D defeated the Hardys in a rematch in 10:06 when Brother Devon defeated Matt Hardy by pinfall. Team 3D make their first defence. It's only a 35E. Good chemistry obviously between the Hardys and the Dudleys. It was a worse match, understandable. A potential heel turn for Jeffro was hinted, so I mean that's why, because Jeff's going to get sick of Matt and then turn on Matt, so we had to do the match where it was Matt's fault they lost, so that's a shame, but It's improving Jeff's performance skills and it's a rating I'll just have to deal with. Jeff and Matt Hardy are then in the locker room. They argue over who was to blame for the earlier loss, with neither wanting to back down. Eventually Matt Hardy storms out furious. 67C+ continues the storyline. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Jacob Goodnight defeated EC3 in 11:58 by pinfall with a chokeslam. 51D+. Just basically a squash match to just put Jacob Goodnight over. But Madison Rayne did some good work at ringside. And that takes us to the next segment where Jacob Goodnight comes out to the podium for an interview. He states it's now his mission to make AA Austin Aries life a living hell. Austin Aries, you're going to get hurt very soon. Son. 76B- continues the storyline. And your main event match, in a bout that featured great action and a good crowd, Adam Cole defeated the #1 contender Bobby Lashley in 16:40 by pinfall with a 4 of the key, following interference from Chris Hero. 67C+. It keeps Adam Cole very strong. It shows that Chris Hero is scared of Bobby Lashley and he's willing to interfere, and that progresses the world title storyline. Overall, last segment, Bobby Lashley's in the ring and Chris Hero runs in and attacks, beating Bobby Lashley down to the mat. Obviously he didn't win the match, but it was to give the whole image of Hero coming in going, I've cost you this match and I'm going to beat the shit out of you. And I get a 76B-. Overall, 67C+. Increased our popularity in one region, but the main thing is we didn't lose any popularity. It just means I think that Hardy's match kind of cost me, but at the end of the day, in a storyline sense, it makes so much sense because it's just going to lead to this big massive feud hopefully. We have Jeff and Matt. If we get anything like one of the last feud, I think it was with WWE, when I had the no disqualification match or something, when Jeff beat Matt for WrestleMania or something like that, just anything close to that I'll be happy. Impact, drawing a lot of praise, so that's good. Email, the rating is down again, which is worrying. Financially now, we're up 114,000, but no doubt by the end of the month that's going to go way down, so hopefully we get good pay-per-view and ticket sales. Anything else? TV, I don't need to check, it would be in size. We now have 1, 2, 3 over 64, 65 that we need to get. New England will just go over shortly, Mid-Atlantic, and then it's just working in Mid-South, Mid-West, and the Northwest. If we can get them over, we're finally going to be national. It's getting so close. Any trends yet? No trends. And the final thing I'd like to check is the storyline roundup. So the battle of honour between Punk and Joe is an 68, because of that match against the Model Citizens and Williams and Redden, the Resistance. The Hardy feud is just obviously starting, but it's a wee bit down because of the poor match against the Dudleys. Kane Aries, solid 75B-, so that's going so far so good. Bobby Lashley against Chris Hero up to 76B-, decent, and the X Division 63C, so we're catering for the fans, we're getting the 3 storylines at least 53 heat, so far so good. So next week is the go home show before we get to Turning Point, and it'll be interesting to see how the card shapes up at the pay-per-view. So thanks again guys for tuning in for this episode. Take it easy, and I'll speak to you again real soon. Bye bye.